Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the Game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, and this is a play by email match against KilRoy. He is the commander of the Allied forces and for me the Empire of Japan. This is the 2nd January 1942 and my forces just took Luganville without a fight. Yeah, this is scenario 1 and one day standard turn setup. We saw at the first of the year a big strike on Townsville port with success, hitting destroyers, light cruisers and destroyers. This is now only a small burning cargo ship running out of fuel, and I can sink it. Not much to see here. This is additional landing of supplies or normal supplies. One of my small light cargo ships get a shield hit. Nothing really what matters. And my destroyer formation catch up with the next cargo ship. So also a night engagement. This is AP and with troops on board. So again, easy kill, less equipment left for KilRoy. And my rowboat find the enemy patrol gunboat and likely sink it now. So far a successful night for the Japanese Navy. But my submarine have trouble. This is really maybe the first submarine I will lose for sure. Yeah. KilRoy is still fighting his source of Hawaii with my submarines. I find a tanker in Palmyra, and this will be a burning ship now. So before KilRoy can unload the ship, I get always 3 torpedo hits inside, so that is a goner. Sinking sound, so fine. Again, not that KilRoy not have limited numbers of tankers. Of course, I mean everything is limited, but it's really only a question of time. If you get reinforcements, more tankers, and even if you have no tankers yet, have enough cargo ships to transport fuel still. So temporary, it may be a setback for his logistic, but how long I can keep this up? Good. So my carriers staying in intercepting mode. And here's the Cape Town, a light cruiser, a British light cruiser, and the Hermes. Suddenly the Hermes shows up here. Maybe KilRoy moves this ship, task force in this location to help his escape run and was thinking that my carriers are not more in position because they had no detection before. Whatever is the case, I will get here torpedo and bomb hits on the Hermes immediately, and will make it hard for him to operate any air group out of this or from this ship. Not that the Hermes is really important. But my carrier escaped the British task force, and now I can make this airstrike. But British flag is always good, so I have here some damage or destroyed bombers for sure. Yeah, excellent flag from the British side. More I cannot say. And I cannot really get too many hits on this task force. Maybe most important is that Hermes is already disabled, I would say. With the torpedo hits and bomb hits and burning fire. So I lost at least 3 ships by airplanes by flak. And you can see this is, and there are maybe more ships in this task force, but 3 bomb hits plus a torpedo hit, Hermes is on fire, so that ship is inactive for carrier operations, let's say this. I don't think that the carrier will still be ready for operation. But the rest is all more or less escaping my strike. So now we have China bomber. Oscar sweeping Singapore, but there's really nothing, no fighter more left. Singapore is empty, but I only do it to make sure that KilRoy is not moving anything back with a highly risky move and intercept all of my bombers or whatever he wants. Strikes on Palmbang, Dutch, yeah, the ground forces. So ships are sinking. If this is now the Hermes, one torpedo hit is maybe not enough to sink her, and this fire damage will need more time. So there's still allied torpedo boats around Manila. So Hermes is reported again, so Hermes is not sunk not so far. Second airstrike. And luckily I'm here far away from all air bases. And Hermes gets the next hit. Double hit. More fire, more damage. Crown wall is also here. But no penetration, so it's a bouncing hit. Caledon get, this is of course a light cruiser, much less armor protection, but again kill one of my dive bombers. And the Enterprise, the British Enterprise. Oh, light cruiser and magazine explosion. Oh, will this ship now sink immediately? I'm not so sure. Glasgow. Also get a hit. Radar destroyed. Yeah, but Fleck is still strong. Double hit again on Hermes. Or triple hit. Oh, quad hit. Okay. The last hit was not a real hit, it was a bouncing off. Still no fire on Cornwall, but maybe now. But again, belt armor hit no penetration. But a Glasgow. So it is possible to really hurt enemy. It is possible to hurt heavy cruisers with this 250 kilogram bomb hit, but it's not so likely. The Enterprise go down immediately. This was a ship with similar to my destroyer magazine explosion. So maybe before I not always check for this, but the Enterprise had again this one hit, one explosion, and yeah. Hermes is also now gone, I would say. 6 additional bomb hits, so many fires. But you can see the other bomb hits on Cornwall. I think they're all bouncing off. No fires active more for the other light cruisers. Still, a blow for KilRoy's British fleet here in India Ocean. So he saved his destroyers and his battleships, but now his cruiser formation, let's say, messed up a little. And in Palmaria, the next cargo ship is on heavy fires. Troops arrive in Shortlands. Not really the most important base, but it's on the way to Tulagi, so I pick it up. And this will be now, I think, the second battle for Singapore. British forces are breaking, but I cannot take the base, not up to now. So fort is down to level 1. I have casualties on my side, destroyed and disabled. Mainly now combat squads, more disabled engineers, but not so many destroyed engineers. And KilRoy lost also equipment, more destroyed than disabled, and 2 units are completely wiped out. So, but again, no easy victory in Singapore, but still also progress. It is still acceptable. So now infantry is attacking source of Xi'an, and the Chinese cannot hold this. They're all retreating to Xi'an. but my tanks are running closely behind. So the Chinese escape, but my tanks are immediately again in the same hex. So I can attack with my tanks because they was resting and not attacking, and maybe give always pressure on the Chinese units. Small disabled units only for me, and more disabled or destroyed for the KilRoy Chinese units. Here I try to clean up. My one small tank force is not capable to win immediately, but I clean up. This is only some engineers in some war area, and they surrendering both. Nice. Good. To get rid of these HQs, I think is important so that the normal Chinese forces get no bonus and no support stuff and all of this. This was this armored car guys, they're trying to kick this Chinese corps, but there is at least a 92 attack value left. Not that they have no morale more, you can see how the Chinese defense force break from 92 to 5. And I can disable more stuff, but the armored car company is simply not enough to really win the victory. This was the base force of Rabul escaping to the jungle. I tried to kick it, yeah, but nothing really happens. My Navy Guard unit is not strong enough for this kind of activity. In Palmbank battle, still no victory here. We're disabling each other, so maybe I need to bomb a little more with my air force. And the counter battery fire is with no effect. So I have much more attack value than the Dutch. Dutch have 75, I have 250, but for some reason the Dutch morale is still too good. I must bomb them. And yeah, simply breaks their morale. At the end, it was a successful turn for me. My submarines sunk some cargo ships, some tankers, carrier task force in near Java's crippled a British cruiser formation. So the land battles was a setback. No real victory for me, only clean up. But naja, still also no disaster. So I can try it again in 2-3 turns. Air losses, sinking or damaging Hermes looks like no impact. There was maybe nothing on the Hermes. I'm not so sure. Maybe KilRoy was using Hermes to get airplanes out of Java, but I intercept him. This is really for me hard to guess. I only know that this British flag is strong because I lost here in total 8 airplanes only by flag. Directly or by operational losses, so without any cover, air cover or cap fighters, still to losing 8 strike bombers is a message. Yeah, and the rest is small stuff. Good, but anyway, I would say, of course, this kind of airplanes to lose for a more or less successful airstrike is acceptable and must be done. Ship sunk last turn. Official, no Hermes sunk. Enterprise blow up as we saw. The tanker, okay. And the rest is small stuff. This AP was loaded with troops, so this will have a more impact on the war. But if I understand it right, you will not get the points for the troops you sunk with the ship because you will not kill the troops, you kill the ship. The cargo is lost. So for the Allied, the units are lost, but they're not counting like destroyed units. So far I understand it, but maybe. It doesn't matter at the end. It's I losing points and KilRoy losing points, and I hope only that the ratio is still in favor for me. Good. So China, I was ready, or this Chinese units in this hex gave up, So this hex is now clean. I still have this highway blocked. I have the crossroad blocked. The smaller road is not so important, okay. I also drive a stronger unit, army division with 2000 attack value now here, more or less. I choose this, I don't know exactly, I think I choose this highway to move this way and then cross here the river, not on Changsha directly. I try to come behind the line, take the 3 bases, so that the Changsha garrison is trapped, more or less, hopefully. KilRoy also surrounded my forces in Aishang, but yeah, he don't really do more. He only surrounded these units, but okay, he can try this. This car company, or this units was not able to win the battle, and I also want to point out the battle report is not 100% accurate. You will always have difference between what the combat report tells you and what happens here. So you can see that I think last turn I had here really no disabled units, or at least only 1 disabled armor car, and now I have 4. So even if the battle report say there was no losses, it can happen that there's still something happened. Maybe this happens after the battle. Maybe there's a second calculation. I'm not so sure if it's related to the battle, but this combat, or this unit is still lightly disabled and not fully ready to engage again. Infantry is following up, so maybe I wait 1 or 2 turns, then I kick out all what is left here from this Chinese. And in the source, it was my infantry was able to win the battle. Now my tanks show up and I try again. My infantry is moving, my tanks are fighting, then my infantry will arrive and my tanks will resting, and so on and so on. And so I will push forward. And in the latest 1 week, I think I will arrive in Xi'an. And once I take Xi'an, I can make sure that I clean up all of this pocket. At the same time, I also let run some tanks, small tank divisions or companies on Ankang. So only to secure this base, and if there's nothing left or stop me, then I can maybe try to block these 2 hex roads, and to even make more sure that there's simply a split between north of China and central of China, how you want to call it. So operations in China are successful, but not always 100% successful. Sometimes the Chinese can slow me down. No activity in Burma. I don't push for it. And this all. Second battle of Singapore was still no success. So I'm waiting for the 3rd reinforcements coming in 2 turns, and then I attack again. And maybe that is enough. Battle of Palmbang, second battle of Palmbang also, I think 2nd or 3rd. Again, no success. I will bomb the Dutch forces 2 more turns and try again. So my cruisers was intercepting here some cargo and APs. Yeah, fine. More ships are running to Batavia. Petit boats are also here. So KilRoy tried to escape everything to Batavia, and then from Batavia I think he won't escape to Ceylon or Perth, but Ceylon would be maybe more better. But it's his choice. So, but he's still trapped here. I have submarines waiting here west of Osthaven. Submarines picking up on cruisers or destroyers picking up everything we're trying to escape, if there's anything left now. And the British, I don't know, release force, I don't know how you want to call it. My carriers spot them, and at least the Hermes is dead and the light cruiser and rest is maybe disabled. Not sure. So I would normally guess that these 2 units are the broken Hermes plus 1 escort, because the game normally split heavily crippled units of other task force, and this is the cruiser formation. So of course I will try to get the kill blow on this, but KilRoy will maybe try to escape in the open ocean, and yeah, there's a lot of water, so I don't know which way he will go. And Hermes is crippled. Hermes is normally not important for me to really think. Maybe it's more important to get rid of the cruisers. We'll see if I can finish them off. Good. Here's no activity. Maybe here shortly. I'm moving on Bataan, but this needs some time. And here's nothing else to report. My submarines here all in position, but there's no real movement out of Surabaya or from Balikpapan down. My submarines here are all not very busy. And I left the position of Townsville and moving here southeast. I try to catch up with my invasion fleet, invasion group of Luganville, and there's also a second coming down, and then I will try to make a quick invasion of New Caledonia and maybe also secure this island with light forces before KilRoy can reinforce everything. Yo, not much more to say. Only I can say here's more sub-hunter groups and more sub-hunter groups. They're all trying to hunt my submarines down. There's a heavily damaged submarine still trying to reach a safe port. And other submarines are here all on position, trying to sink whatever shows up. This was this Johnson Island, I think. I don't know more which one. This is this submarine hit the mine here. This was the position on Johnson Island, but KilRoy threw some mines in the port hex, and this blew up my submarine. So it was not really a sub-hunter group, it was simply a mine activity. So yeah, if you want to make your port safe, throw some mines in the water, and it's hard for submarines to operate there. Thank you all, see you next time, take care, bye bye.